Welcome to Storytelling. This week, I invite my brother Sean to reflect on his favourite episodes for Season 3. Enjoy. Hello, Sean, and welcome to the podcast.
Many thanks, Debbie.
Sean, we've come to the end of yet another season. You have some favourite episodes, don't you?
I do. I would say that Season 3 was a very good season, actually, as well as many of the episodes were in Season 2. But yeah, there were quite a few really liked. Was Speaking of Culture, which you had some guests there that were very interesting. Some of my favourite ones, really. Claudette Douglas from Season 2, Harish Jani and Deliogan. I enjoyed that conversation.
What specifically did you enjoy about that conversation? Because it was over 2 episodes. And did you manage to listen to both episodes?
Yeah, I did actually. I did manage to listen to both of those episodes and I enjoyed the conversation immensely. But to be honest with you, I really enjoyed Claudette Douglas's conversation. And I remember her from a previous episode that she did with you, a poetic memoir, which was one of my favourite episodes in Season 2, really. And for me, she was definitely the star of that season, and very much it was nice to see her, hear her voice again in Speaking of Culture. It's made me go back and listen to that episode again, as well as Deliogan's episode as well, which I really did enjoy. And it was the episode called A Slave Ship Called Jesus, which I found to be very engaging, very informative as well. So I did enjoy that episode as well. And, you know, I liked Harish Jani. I liked his episode as well. I believe that episode was
Harry's story.
Yeah, Harry's story, that's right, yeah. Very, very, very good as well. So I think it was good to get those 3 very engaging persons that you interviewed in the past, and I found them, it was good to listen to them again, really.
Yeah, I think what really worked with that episode was the fact that all 3 had written their autobiographies and they had very different perspectives about culture, and bringing those perspectives together and having that discussion really made that episode work.
Yeah, it did, and I felt that the contributions in all of the episodes, in that conversation and in the previous episodes, were very, very, very informative indeed. So yeah, it was good to actually have all 3 of their perspectives in one place, and it was good. It was a very good episode, very good 2 episodes, in fact.
You contacted me almost straight away after hearing the episode Living with a Stammer. What did you enjoy most about that episode?
So the episode with Living with a Stammer with Brian Skelton I found to be very engaging. It was a very deep conversation, and it was interesting that he went over his past life, past experiences, talking about being bullied and his 2 suicide attempts. It led me to really think about all of the episodes in Season 3. I felt that the progression from Season 1, 2 and 3 has led to a situation where all of the episodes can help other people, even with A Slave Ship Called Jesus or Living with a Stammer. Even a previous episode with Peter Leveson when he was talking about Time for Everything. I mean, all these episodes are episodes that, if you listen to them, that you can get something from them, and you can actually take something positive away from it. So yeah, Living with a Stammer was very, 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 very good episode. I felt that episode in particular would be something that you could help other people with as well. And it was, I think, quite admirable that he was to share that with you, something that many people would find difficult to express themselves with. So hats off to Brian Skelton with that particular episode.
Yes, and I'm sure Brian would appreciate your thanks there and an endorsement of that episode, because it's something that he's trying to share to help other people. And I'm sure that episode has helped others.
Yeah, if you remember, I think in that particular episode, he was talking about how the Starfish Project changed his life. Again, it was to actually go back and listen to that, and to actually, those episodes like that can help people, So, yeah, that was a very good episode as well. So, as well as Peter Levison's minister of South Norwood Baptist Church. I mean, in that particular episode as well, I felt that was a very good episode as well. And again, another episode in which you can get some wisdom and take something from it as well. I would say that was a more of a reflective episode, really, and one of hope and one of we can get some form of inspiration, but more of a reflection. So I felt that was a very good episode. And A Slave Ship Called Jesus, I thought Delhi's recounts. He was talking about his book, his historical accounts of the Jesus of Lubeck, the English slave trade. I found that to be very informative. His storytelling, very, very engaging. So yeah, I thought that particular episode was very engaging as well, very apt. And I definitely did enjoy his conversation, hearing him again in the episode, speaking of culture. But I've got to say, for me, one of the main personalities that I really did enjoy was definitely Claudette Douglas. And that previous episode in season 2, when she wrote Poetic Memoir, when she recounted 2 great poems and even sung us. I think that was my most entertaining episode of all. So again, it was very good to hear her voice again in speaking of culture. Very, very good. Very, very good episodes indeed.
Sean, there are some other episodes that you wanted to mention that are not necessarily from season 3, but there's some from season 2 that you wanted to also reflect upon.
I've got a few episodes that I would like to reflect upon. They were mainly in season 2, to be fair. The Reading Miracle with Craig Collins and Dr. Barry Schwartz. I really enjoyed the high intellectual content of that episode and the level of information that was given. Very inspirational as well. I felt that was good, and I believe that they were talking about items related to dyslexia and educational methods that they were developing. That led me to also remember Trevor Henderson's episode, Empowered with Dyslexia. And I felt that one needed to be mentioned as well, in which he talked about his early years as a young man looking to follow a dream, and ended up in IT. But I felt that particular episode and that his story was also very interesting, very engaging. And there were other episodes in season 2 that I particularly liked. The story with Elaine Joseph, II Child helping the community, that was the one that was entitled. And one in which, when I listened to it, I sort of had in my mind, maybe I'll call her like an angel of the community, helping young adults within the community. And I enjoyed her recounting and telling us her journey in helping these young people. I also felt that the episode related to poems for Pearl with Diane Wilson was very, very good, and one in which, as we do get older, we should really be thinking, we should just think twice about the future. So I felt that was a very deep, very spiritual episode, one in which it was very, very engaging indeed. Hats off to you, Debbie, for bringing to us these very engaging, very interesting, very spiritually gifted and guests that you've had in the past.
Thank you very much, Sean. One of the things that I try to achieve is by having guests who had a story to share, something that others could benefit from hearing, and there'll be some takeaway for the listeners, even if it's not for them directly, it may be someone they know. And I'm really thankful for the guests who have come on to actually share their stories.
Well, I think that you should be proud of the episodes that have been produced in the past. within season 2. Well, in all the seasons, in fact, I think they've been all engaging. So, Debbie, you're following Family History episode. I mean, I understand that you had a guest, Paul Crooks.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I met Paul during one of his webinars on how to trace family, and he did so much research over a 13-year period in terms of tracing his family, and he spends a lot of time, effort and energy sharing that knowledge with others. And it was a blessing to have him on the podcast just to describe his journey, describe what people need to do and look for in terms of tracing family history. That was really beneficial to many listeners, and lots of people will go on further to take his advice and to check his website out in terms of tracing their family history. Sean, there are so many guests that we could talk about in season 3. What final words would you like to say?
All the episodes were special in season 3. There was an array of guests, all of which were engaging, and I really do look forward to season 4.
Thank you very much, Sean, and thank you very much for being a part of this podcast episode.
Many thanks, Debbie.
It'll be really great to hear what your favourite episode is for season 3. Please leave any comments on the website debbiewilliamspodcast.com.